Hey, how you doing?
Finally,
I know, right? We got it. We made it
But
work.
I know you was worried about your people not being able to see it, but I think when you join someone's live, it'll show up on your timeline.
Okay, good, good. All right,
So your
perfect.
people should be able to see it.
All right, good. They really wanted to hear what you had to say.
So
They
what I'm
really
gonna do,
looking forward.
just in case my people from Instagram can't really hear you, when you ask me a question, I'll probably just repeat the question and then answer it, so that way they'll know what I'm
Okay, cool,
answering.
cool. All right, all right. So you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
All right. Look, I got my list for you this time.
Oh Lord, another list.
I made my
Look,
list
I ain't
this
got no
time. Yes,
notes. I ain't prepared.
ma'am. Okay. So my first question for you is, what is your story, and who is Tonya Gemini? Tanya Benz. I keep saying Tanya Gemini. Tanya Benz.
What is my story and who is Tonya Biz or Tonya Gemini? Okay. So the Tonya Gemini, of course, comes from my name, and I'm a Gemini. Um, and I had changed it to that like years ago. I don't know if you remember when I used to have T-Bones up there, Tonya T-Bones. That was my
I
old
remember that. I
nickname.
remember that.
You remember that? That was my old nickname. That's what my
That-
family called me. My family called me T-Bones. Um,
Okay,
but
okay,
a couple of years ago, I had started doing budgeting videos on YouTube, and my YouTube
okay.
channel was already called Tonya Gemini. So I'm like, you know what? I want people to have the same name across all platforms, so they wouldn't get it confused.
Right. Okay.
Um, so who I am is I started off now. I was a teen mother, not ashamed to say because I came
Okay.
out of it for the good. Um, was a teen
Okay.
mother. I moved out at the age of 18. I graduated at the age of 17. Um, got my first
Mm-hmm.
place with my child at 18 and just went straight to work after graduating high school. I did have dreams of going to college after high school,
Right.
but things change. So I made it work. And
Right.
back then, the struggle was real. I mean, I'm not going to say it was bad. It wasn't bad, um, because we stayed
Okay.
in a decent area. Even though we stayed, I had like a housing voucher. Of course, coming from food stamps and all that kind of stuff. Whatever way I needed to take care of my son, um, and I just
Mm-hmm.
worked. I just worked my butt off, and you know, through working and after paying bills, when you move out on your own and you're paying bills, and you're like, dang, I ain't got no money after I pay bills. I knew at an early
Right.
age I didn't
Right.
want to work paycheck to paycheck. And so I started
Right.
working part-time jobs all the time. I always had another income coming in. I've always had a hustle, whether I discovered selling Avon, I discovered selling nutritional products. I used to be with a company called ACN. I done tried all kinds of companies. ACN, Avon, um, Pure Romance, TLC, It Works, probably a couple of others here and there. But like
Okay.
I said, I just didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck, and I wanted my kids to have the same upbringing that I had because I didn't lack for anything. I don't have the story of growing up in the projects and all that kind of stuff. We came from a middle class family. I had my mom and dad, even though they parted ways when I was like in fourth grade, I believe. My dad was still always around. You
Mm-hmm.
know, whether we wanted to or
Right.
not, we had to go with him on the weekends.
I know that's
So I
right.
always had the family, the nurture, and our family is a very, very close family. So I always had family, always had love. Um, but I was never taught anything about money. The only thing I was taught about money is pay your bills. That's it. Pay your
Mm-hmm.
bills on time.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mama always said, bills come first. You're always gonna need some place to lay your head, and you're always gonna need some lights. So she was like, pay those two bills first. If you can't pay anything else, pay those two bills first. So I just grew up
I know
learning how to
that's
pay
right.
bills.
Right, right.
And
Okay.
also when I got
Okay.
married, she always said that don't get anything that you can't afford by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that really struck a chord with me because I would see other people get divorced and be devastated and left with nothing because they were counting on their other income to come in. And when that income left,
Right.
they lost their houses, lost their cars, things like that. So when I was
Mm-hmm.
married, the place that we got, the car that I had, whatever, I got everything based on the fact that if he leaves, I can still take care of me and my kids. I'm still good because I can afford everything by myself.
Right.
And one thing that me and my ex-husband did well was take care of our kids. We both had that work ethic,
Okay.
and we both did not want to live paycheck to paycheck. So we both had 2 jobs. And we made it work. The
Right.
days that he didn't work his part-time job were the days I didn't work my part-time job, so I would be there for the kids. We worked that during the week, and we was off on the weekend, so we could spend time with our kids, still be able to do all that fun stuff. I was still what they call a soccer mom, taking my kids to basketball, football, soccer, dance,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. As I got older, I'm from the back in the day generation where, you're told to go to school, get a good education, get a good job, retire from the job, live the American dream of the job, the house, and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I still pursued wanted to go to school. I still wanted to go to school, get that education. So I hustled my butt
Right.
off, worked 2 jobs, went to school, got my degree in human resource management, got my degree in business administration, and I went to work for a big HR company, a human resource capital company, one of the biggest ones in the world, which is ADP. So I felt secure in my job. It was a good job. I made very good money. This is when I moved to Maryland. I made very good money. And being that the company was so big, you get that false sense of security. You think that the company is not going anywhere because it's a big company. Why would it go anywhere? It's global. They're never going to close. Well, they closed, at least our location. So what they started doing was they started closing little small offices in different areas. And unfortunately, our office is one of the offices that got hit in 2019. As I had been with the company for like 11 years and had grown in the company because I was good at my job. And I was always learning, always getting certifications, all that kind of stuff. But I never stopped that hustle mentality. I always had a side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I always had a part-time job. Even though I didn't know my job wasn't going anywhere, I still made sure I had other incomes coming in. So when that job did go somewhere, I wasn't really pressed because I had other incomes coming in. At that time, I had my, I was doing HR consulting, and I think I was doing It Works at the time. But I also had started my craft business.
Okay.
So I was making money and doing that. So that's why I always tell people, never ever count on one source of income because you never know when that income can go. And that's how I've been. I just been that type of person that just hustle to get it because I don't want to just live to pay bills. I want to live.
Right. Understood. So what made you get into the financial field?
Good question. What made me get into the financial field? I have done taxes. I've done taxes for over 20 years. I just stopped doing taxes 2 years ago because I just got burnt out on it. And it was just getting too much, even though I only did it 4 months out of the year, and it's very, very good money. After 20 years, I just kind of got burnt out on it, and I wanted to try something different. So I stopped doing taxes 2 years ago, which was the same time that I got laid off from my job. I still have a couple of clients trying to hang on. But then when I started my real estate business, I started looking into building business credit because I never knew anything about business credit.
Okay.
I just knew about starting a business and just making money from the business.
Mm-hmm.
And I was using my own money to do everything and make money from the business. And when I started researching and getting some more information about working my business, that's when I discovered business credit. So I'm like, oh, let me see what's going on with this business credit. So I learned everything I needed to learn. I started doing it myself, testing myself out. I was in the middle of moving back home to North Carolina, in the middle of buying a house. So that kind of took a back burner a little bit because I had other stuff going on. And then I came back to it and learned a lot more than what I learned before. And I just started pouring myself into learning because that's what I do. I'm a learner. I'm always a learner. And when I want to do something, I learn about it and I test it on myself first before I start talking about it. So I'm like, I'm starting to get this and I'm starting to get that. So then I started talking about it, like when I'm doing my Money Mondays, because I was doing side hustles and doing the budget and things like that. I was giving people information of stuff that I knew. And if somebody asked me something that I didn't know, I would tell them I would research it for them and come back on the next Money Monday and give them the information. So that's how I started learning a lot of stuff having to do with business credit and business and things like that, plus my background in HR and my background in business. So I just kind of put it all together just so I could make my business better and grow and scale and make money.
Right. Okay. So you touched briefly on you working for ADP, and then unfortunately your company had a setback. So how did you bounce back from that?
How did I bounce back from being laid off from ADP?
Yes.
So one of the good things about ADP is they gave us a severance. So your severance was based on how many years you had been there. So I was able to get like a 6-month severance. So I got my same exact salary for 6 months. And because of the laws of unemployment, if a lot of people don't know this, listen up. Because of the laws of unemployment, if a company lays you off because they sent your job overseas, you can collect unemployment, even if you're getting a severance. A lot of people don't understand that. They think if you get a severance, you automatically can't get unemployment. I even had to fight to get my unemployment because my unemployment specialist, she didn't even know. I had to explain it to her.
Wow.
She didn't know. I had to explain it to her, and I had to have a hearing, and they approved my unemployment. So for you guys that don't know, if you're with a big company, even small companies, if they lay you off and because they sent those positions overseas, I forgot what the exact term is called, but even if you collect the severance, you still get unemployment. So at this time, because I still got my severance, because I got unemployment, because I had just started my real estate company and I had got I had did 2 deals, that kind of kept me afloat until I could find a job. Also, I had I was doing HR consulting part-time as well. So what I was doing is I felt like I'm a person that believes in manifestation and believe in signs and stuff like that. So I took it as a sign as this was the time for me to move back home. I was still in Maryland. I took it as a sign that this was time for me to move back home. So when I got in my head that it's time for me to move back home, then I had a purpose of what I was going to do, because I knew that if I was going to move back home, I didn't want to get into another apartment. It's time to buy something. So that's what I started focusing on and working on. So my unemployment money, I didn't even touch. I just stacked my unemployment money. That just stayed in the bank. I didn't touch that at all. Same thing with the money I was making from my crafts, my HR consultant, all that kind of stuff. I just stacked that up. I lived off my severance. And I cut down too. I didn't have a car payment or anything like that. So I just dealt with the basic bills. It was I was getting a little concerned after a while because it was hard to find a job because, like I said, we got laid off in 2019. And I'm sitting here chilling like, okay, I got all these degrees. I got all these certifications. I'm going to chill for a while. I've been working since I was 13. I deserve to chill for a while because I know I can get me another job, not knowing COVID was going to happen.
Right.
So because COVID happened in March of 2020 and everything shut down, people stopped hiring. More people were laying off. More people was like, they're not hiring anymore because people couldn't go into the office. They had to find a way for people to still work at home and things like that. So now I'm getting worried like, okay, what's going to happen when my severance ends? My severance was ending in the end of March, April. Luckily, they had extended unemployment, but because I had stacked, I still didn't need it. I spent time looking for a job, finding a job, doing interviews. You know, they was even doing Zoom interviews. I finally found a job in June. So I only missed April, May. That's the only time I didn't have money coming in. Well, no, I take that back. I still had unemployment coming in for April and May. So I did use those two checks for bills and stuff. But then, you know, I cut the unemployment because I got the job started in June, working with another large a large government company, and they was working us to death, 12-hour days, 7 days a week. So again, I had to put my business on the back burner. But I'm still, you know, trying to move. So long story short, I moved, I overcame that, got my house. I'm in North Carolina with my new house and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that's how I was able to bounce back from the layoff.
I know that's right. So what I've noticed about you is that you work very, very hard, right? And my question for you is, what keeps you motivated?
Oh, so Richard says he sees I work very, very hard. What keeps me motivated? That's a good question. What keeps me motivated is wanting to see me win, wanting to pass it down to my kids so they can win. I'm teaching my kids everything that I know so they can get it now instead of wait later in life. These young kids are out here getting it. These 20-something-year-olds and these 30-year-olds, they are getting it because they have the technology that we didn't have back in the day. You know, I'm 50 years old.
Right.
We didn't grow up with internet. We didn't grow up with any of that stuff. Internet came around in what, like 1990, maybe 1990 or something like that, maybe a little bit earlier, but nothing that was like ready and available to us. You know what I mean? We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have TikTok, Instagram. Shoot, we didn't even have MySpace. MySpace was like, in the late 1990s or whatever. So we grew up in a generation where you had to work hard to get what you want. There was nobody giving free information on the internet or anything like that. The way we got our information, we had to look in an encyclopedia. You know? We had to get it from magazines. Yeah. So if you wasn't in those circles, you didn't know anything about finances. You didn't know anything about money. You didn't know anything about business. How I first knew about real estate was by watching late night infomercials. If it weren't for that, I still wouldn't know about real estate, you know, from back in the day. So when you're older, it is harder to learn it and get with it. Because let me tell you, this TikTok and these reels, and I can't even keep up with the stuff. My daughter helps me out with that stuff, but I want to show them. That's why I finished school and stuff too. I want to show them that it's never too late to get what you want, and that's what keeps me motivated.
Okay, I know that's right. All right, so you call yourself the side hustle queen, right? So explain to my viewers, what is a side hustle and why is it so important to own your own business?
Okay, so I call myself the side hustle queen, and why it's important to have a side hustle and own your own business. So I call myself a side hustle queen because I have been working side hustles since they weren't even called side hustles. You know, back in the day, I know somebody, mama or auntie or somebody was selling Avon, Tupperware, what else, Pampered Chef, all that stuff back in the day. That's what a side hustle is. Your side hustle is anything that you're doing to bring in some extra money, bring in that extra income. And I've tried just about all of them. I've tried just about all of them. That's why I call myself a side hustle queen, because I'm gonna do a side hustle if I need to bring in some money. Like I said, I never was that type of person that wanted to live paycheck to paycheck. Some people are content with that. Some people are comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that, because after I pay my bills, I want to be able to live my life too. I work too hard not to enjoy life.
Right.
So, like, when you see me on vacation or see me doing this and doing that, it's because I work hard. I deserve that because I worked hard for that money. So I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to enjoy myself. So I work hard and I play hard, but I also pray hard. You know, like I said, I believe in manifestation. I believe in God. I talk to God. I talk to the universe. You know, some people ask me, you know, can you talk to God in the universe? Is that the same thing? Ain't God in the universe? Ain't he? That's all I say to people. You know, just like how you ask God for things, you ask the universe for things, you ask them to bring it to you. But you can't just say the words. You have to put action behind it. So I grind. I do my side hustle. And the reason why everybody needs a side hustle is because you need more than one income stream. You have to, in these days and times. If COVID didn't teach us anything else, it taught us you better have another income coming in. You know how many people were laid off? You know how many companies have closed? I mean, huge companies have closed. You see a lot of these retailers now closing. So if you don't have a backup plan, and now that you don't have the extra COVID money for the unemployment is back to the way it was. You can't live off of $300-400 a week. You have to have a side hustle. And if you can turn your side hustle into a business, then that's the ultimate thing to do. The reason why you need a business is because you can keep your business and your personal separated. When you're an individual, you're born with one date of birth and you have one social security number. And your personal credit is based off of your social security number. And anything that you can get personally, you can only get based on that social security number. So whether it goes up or down, if you have poor credit, fair credit, or good credit, it's all based on that one thing. If you have a business, the business credit is looking at your EIN number. It's looking at the date of when you started your business. So when you're building business credit, it's not looking at your personal credit at all. So you can have a 450 credit score and have $50,000 in credit on the business side, because the business is not looking at your personal. And what's good about it is you can create as many businesses as you want to. You can't duplicate yourself and have more than one social security number and have all this other credit under different social security numbers, but you can do that with business.
Right.
Every business is going to have their own start date. Every business is going to have their own EIN number. So you build your business credit off of each EIN number that you have.
Okay.
And that's why it's important to have a business. If you have bad credit, build your business credit.
Right. I know that's right.
I
think you jumped the gun just a little bit. I know that's right. I think you jumped the gun just a little bit, because my next question to you is going to be, can you explain how business credit works?
Yes, I can explain how business credit works. So when I have my consultations, I teach people there are two ways to build business credit. You can build business credit the fast way, or you can build it the slow and steady way. So the fast way is if you have good personal credit, what I was talking about before. What it is called is PG. PG means personal guarantee. So when you're applying for business loans and business credit or whatever, if you have good personal credit, you can PG those things and get it right away. So if your personal credit score is like 720 or better, and you start a business and you structure it correctly, you can take that business to the bank and get no document loans, where they don't even ask you for any paperwork. You just prove that you're a business. You PG it, and they can give you up to $50,000 for your business. Now imagine you do this at a couple of different banks with one business. Let's say you just get $30,000 from each business. If you have two businesses, that's $60,000 you can get for your business. Now imagine taking that to more than one bank. Let's say you go into two banks. That's what, $120,000 for your business. So that's the fast way that you can get funding and business credit cards. You can also get business credit cards. Amex is a great business credit card. If you got a 720 or better, only have like maybe 1 or 2 inquiries on your credit report and things like that, Amex is the bomb for business credit. Well, for personal credit too, but for business credit as well, because you can get those reward points. They will give you high credit and things like that. So you can get credit right away. But then people will say, well, Tonya, I don't have a 720 score. So this is why I tell them, you can still build business credit. You just do it in different tiers, and it's levels to it. And at the same time, I tell them still build up your personal credit, because if you want to get to the point where you can get those Amex business cards and get the no doc loans, you want to build your personal credit up at the same time. But in the meantime, after you structure your business correctly, meaning you have your business name, you have it registered with the Secretary of State, you have your EIN number, you have a business address, business phone number, preferably your 800 number. You have your business bank account. You have your business listed with 411 and with Google to have an internet presence. Once you have all of that structured correctly, then you can start building your business credit, doing different tiers. So it's about 4 or 5 tiers with building your business credit when you're building it without having good personal credit. So the first tier are your net 30s. So what a net 30 account is just a business that will give you credit. You purchase now, and they'll send you an invoice, and you have 30 days to pay that invoice. So that's where the 30 comes in. When you see a number at the end of it, when it says net 30, net 60, net 55, things like that, the number just means that that's the amount of days that you have to pay that back, pay that invoice. So a couple of good first tier net 30s are like Quill. Quill is an office supply company, but they also have cleaning supplies as well. So from Quill, I just got my blank CD covers, some blank CDs, things like that from Quill. And that's QUIL if anyone was interested in what that was. Another good one is Uline, ULINE. Uline is another good first tier net 30. Uline has packaging supplies. So I would get like my boxes, my shipping bubble packets from them. They also have containers. So when I was doing my body butters and things like that, I was buying containers from them, jars, things like that. So Uline is another good one. Another good one to have is Granger. Granger is GRAINGER. Granger is more for like I would say like people that work in like construction or anything like that. They have like different types of gloves. They have boots, almost like a Home Depot kind of sort of that you can get that type of stuff from. But they're a good net 30. I always tell people always have NAV, NAV. NAV is not only a good net 30, but you can also see your business credit report. which is important because you want to see your how your business credit scores are looking. So those are a couple of good tier 1 accounts. And you can still move quickly through them. When you purchase something, pay it early. Don't wait the 30 days. Pay it in 15 days. Then once you pay it, buy something else. So you can get it quickly because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get what they call a paydex score from Dun & Bradstreet. So Dun & Bradstreet is one of the business credit reporting agencies. So you have 3 major ones. You have Dun & Bradstreet, you have Experian Business, and you have Equifax Business. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to generate a business credit score with those bureaus. And that's where building the business credit and getting those net 30s and everything will help you build that. So when you do your research on net accounts, you don't want to just get a net account that don't report just to be having one, unless you have a purpose for it. Like some of my people that I work with, they have Airbnbs. So they got the Amazon Net 55 because they use the Amazon credit account to furnish their Airbnb. But Amazon Net 55 don't report. So even though they got the account, they really didn't care that it reported or not because they needed it to furnish their Airbnb. Because you can get anything from Amazon. You can furnish your whole apartment through Amazon. So that was the reason why they got it. But if you're in the building phase, only deal with places that report because you're trying to get at least an 80 paydex score on DMB. You want to try at least get a 76 or 77 on Experian credit score. And then Equifax, you want to kind of be around 400 for their credit score. But when you have NAV, you'll be able to see your business credit scores on there. Then when you have that reported, then you're ready to move on to tier 2. Tier 2 will be things like your gas cards, your retail cards, like BP. BP is a good one to get on tier 2. Your cell phone business. I have my business phone through T-Mobile. They report. Tier 2, I have two gas cards. I have BP and I have Universal Premium. What else did I get on tier 2? Tier 2 can be your Sam's Club card. People don't know Sam's Club has a business card. Now you have to have a membership with Sam's Club and you have to go in to Sam's Club and apply for the business credit card. But they have a business credit card. So then when you get those reports, then you're ready to go to tier 3. Tier 3 will be some of your like fintech business cards, fintech loans, like places like Divvy, where they're not looking at your like I said, they're not looking at your social security number. You're doing no PG when you're building it this way. You're not personal guaranteeing anything, so you're not using your social security number for anything, for any of this. You're only using your EIN number and your DUNS number. I think I forgot to mention DUNS number for when I was talking about structuring your business too. You need a DUNS number. DUNS number is free. EIN number is free. The only thing you have to pay for is your Secretary of State, and that's different pricing. I showed me creating another new business the other day. My Maryland amount was $191. My daughter just created a business today through Secretary of State of North Carolina. I think hers was 125, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, about that price. But Divvy and places Capital on Tap, places like that, they will look at the deposits that you're making. So you have to connect it to your bank account, your business bank account, and they'll look at do you have money flowing through your account. And there's a hack for that because a lot of my clients are saying, well, Tonya, I'm a new business, I don't have any money flowing through my account. So what you do is you recycle your money. You take your money out, you put your money back in. You take your money out, you put your money back in. You're just using the same money, but it makes it look like you're having all these deposits flowing into your account, because you want to try and make it look like you have like maybe $5,000 to $10,000 flowing through your account, at least for 3 months. If you can do that, now it takes a little work because you have to go back and forth to the bank. But if you can do that for at least 3 months, or until your business start making the money like that, where you're depositing $5,000 to $10,000 a month. If you do that for at least 3 months, you can get these business loans, business credit cards, just on your EIN and business name. Still no personal guarantee, still no social security number.
Okay.
You can also move to cards like Floor and Decor. I just got $10,000 from Floor and Decor. And I know some people say, well, you know, I don't know what to use. I don't know what to get. It seems like I'm wasting money, because another thing with these net accounts, you want to spend at least $50 for them to report. If you spend anything under than $50, they might not report. So you want to spend at least $50. And that's before taxes.
Right.
Don't count the tax.
No, that's right.
You need to spend at least $50 before taxes. But, you know, some people say, well, I don't know what to get. Well, child, get some paper towels. Get some toilet tissue. You know, stuff that you need for your house. You're always going to need stuff for your house. Get that. If you don't know what else to get that. Get gloves. Get masks. Get cleaner. They have cleaners. Get whatever you can use for your household if you don't use it for your business. But I have a lot of stuff that I use for my business. Like with Uline, I get packaging and things like bubble wrap and stuff like that. With Quill, I get my office supplies and stuff like that. With Floor and Decor, I just ordered some what do they call those blue towels? Oh man, what do they call? I think they use them like in mechanic shops or something like that. But those come in handy. They wipe up grease and stuff like that. So I got that. I got some floor cleaner. I got some soap scum cleaner. You know, stuff like that. So you can find something that you can use. I tell people I don't want them to get net 30s just to be getting them, and then you don't have anything to use them for. Like this one person, he was on a call one day and said he stopped doing net 30s. He just waited for he had the good personal credit, so he decided to PG everything because he was buying stuff and throwing it away because he didn't use it. Okay. Like what? You don't have kids or nothing. Quill got snacks. You can buy snacks from Quill. You know what I'm saying? One time when I was still working at my office, I bought snacks for the office. Like, come on now. Don't buy stuff and then throw it away. Or you can even resell it. Yeah. Resell the stuff. Buy some things, you know, people buy some hand sanitizer and resell it. You know, whatever the case may be. Figure out a side hustle and resell some stuff. Then you're ready to move up to like tier 4, which would be your better gas cards like Shell and Wex and things like that, because they're going to give you the higher limits of gas cards. Like you can get $20,000 on their gas cards, $30,000 on their gas cards. Wex have a card where you can even get hotel stays on their card. And then the 5th level is where you're going to get the business loans and more business lines of credit and things like that. So there are levels to work, but you can build business credit in under 3 months with a bad personal credit score. Nice. But there are levels, and you have to know what you're doing. So, you have to make sure the number one thing is your business has to be structured correctly. No home address. Please do not use your home address, because not only will, as you move up in tiers, companies won't take you seriously with a home address. Even though a lot of people do business from home, a lot of these high-level business loans and things like that won't take you seriously using a home address. Don't use a P.O. box. You can't use a P.O. box. I won't say you can't. Most secretaries of state will not even let you register your business if you're trying to put in a P.O. box. They won't even accept a P.O. box. Right. And I don't suggest that, like I said, other net companies and business credit places won't accept P.O. boxes either. So you need to get a virtual address if you don't have a real office or a real brick and mortar. There's a couple of virtual addresses that are good, like Opus and Regis. I just got affiliated with Opus. I'll probably put that link in my bio too if you need to get a business address. Do not use iPostal. They are cheap. However, you get what you pay for. Most of the iPostals are hooked up to post office boxes, or like the storage units that sell boxes and stuff like that. You do not want that. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm. I know that's right. Okay. Okay. So I know you do consulting. What are some other services that you do that you offer?
Okay, so my consulting services, I offer creating your LLC. I can create your LLC for you. I can help you create your nonprofit for you. I actually have I'm starting a nonprofit that's going through the works. And, I've had some rejections and things along the way. So I've learned a lot of things along the way to make sure that the next time or someone that I help, it goes smoothly. I also offer business consultation where if you don't know what business you want to start or you're struggling with your business currently, I go over how you have your business structured, or if you haven't, or if you have already started trying to build business credit and you're stuck. I can go over your business profile, make
Right.
sure it's structured correctly. Excuse me, because a lot of times your business is not structured
Right.
correctly, and that can make you stuck. I also do business credit consulting. So if you have a business or you don't have a business yet, I can help you get your business structure and show you where and how to build your business credit, whether it's the fast way or the slow way.
Right.
And the news that I was telling everybody that I just became a certified business credit coach. I just got my certification, so I'm so excited.
Yay.
I just got my
Congrats.
certification for
Congrats
that.
on that.
So I'm a certified business
I
credit
know
coach.
that's right.
Um, and also my first
Nice.
love, budgeting. I'm still a budgeting consultant coach. I just helped someone with their budget last week. A lot of people, I hate when people say you won't get rich by budgeting. Oh, thank you for that. When people say you won't get rich by budgeting, but the purpose of budgeting is to tell your money where to go. Why do you think a lot of these rich people that has never had to manage money before, like some of the athletes, some of the entertainers, some of the lottery winners, they go broke in a couple of years, or they go broke as soon as they're not playing anymore.
Right.
They go broke as soon as they don't have a hit anymore. They didn't know how to manage their money. Budgeting is just all about managing money. It's not about keeping you deprived, because as y'all can see, I was enjoying life, but still on a budget. I was balling on a budget. And
I know that's right.
you create ways to have that money to vacation, to have that money to pay for this and pay for that. So you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. And one of the first things one of the first questions that I ask my in my budget consultations is your full-time job your only job? And the reason why I ask that is because if you're struggling to pay bills, if you're struggling with debt, why are you only working one job? Why do you only have one income coming in? Because you have seen that one income is not working. You're living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
And the first thing I tell them is you have to get another job. You have to get a side hustle. You have to. You have to bring in some income. Even if that second income you're just throwing at your debt, then that's what that's for. You live off of your 9 to 5.
Right.
You use that side hustle or that second job or whatever to pay the debt down, to take your vacations, to do whatever you want to do so you don't have to touch this money over here. And I still do HR consulting as well. Right now I'm trying to get some government contracts for staffing and recruiting and things like that. So I do have that as well.
Okay. And what are your fees?
So my fee is for LLC is $125. And that's not with paying the Secretary of State, because like I said, each state is different. So you have to still pay for the registration of the Secretary of State. But I'm going to fill all the information out for you. I'm going to get your EIN number for you. I'm going to get your DUNS number for you. And I'm going to make sure that you have your business structured correctly. So that's $125.
Okay.
Right now, I still have my
Okay.
my consultation on sale for $35. So whether it's budgeting, business credit information, or just business in general, it's $35 right now. I am going to, that was some other news that I wanted to share. I am working on a course or a webinar per se, a live webinar where I'm going to give a lot of good information, take you step by step, go further than what I would do in a consultation, because there's only so much that you can do in a 30-minute consultation. But in a 30-minute consultation, I can get you on the right road, get you on the right path for what to do, give you homework to do, what, you know, to get you going and get your business running. With a webinar, I can spend 1 to 2 hours with you and give you step-by-step instructions. Here's what you do first. Here's what you do second. Here's what business you can start. I think I want to do share with y'all some businesses that you can start with no money, like property management, you being a creating LLCs for people, things like that. So those are some of the things that I'm working on right now.
Okay. So you touched on the LLC. So my next question for you is, what is an LLC? And why is it important to have one?
Good question. What is an LLC? So an LLC is a limited liability company. So if you can't afford to start with an S corp and a C, well, let me explain this first. It's a business structure. It's just a different type of business structure. So you have sole proprietorship, you have LLC, you have partnership, you have an S corp, you have C corps. Sole proprietorship, I don't suggest it for anybody. Do not, and I repeat, do not do a sole proprietorship, because everything is in your social security number if you do. There is no, and you're liable for everything. So all the liability comes on you personally. So if anything happens with your business and you have it in a sole proprietorship, they can come after your house, they can come after your car, they can come after anything that you have in your personal name. So you do not want to be a sole proprietor. You can be a partnership where you get with someone else and y'all go into business together, and the liability is spread throughout the partners. The LLC, the limited liability company, is that exactly what it says. It's limited liability, so they won't be able to come after you personally. They can come after your business.
Right.
A S corp and a C corp is more for corporations. S corp is good for taxation. I suggest starting off with an LLC because it's easy. It's only one thing that you have to fill out with the Secretary of State, whereas with the S corp and C corp, there's all types of documents and everything that you have to send in to be a corporation. But what you can do, and what I suggest to people, is once you start making at least $50,000 in your business as an LLC, fill out the form with the IRS to be taxed as an S corp. So you can still have your LLC, but then be taxed as an S corp. And what that will do is give you more tax benefits. I don't want to go into all of that right now because there's a lot of stuff dealing with S corps. But I suggest once you start making that big money in your business, research and get information on being taxed as an S corp. That's what I just filled out my form to be taxed as an S corp. The only thing is you have to fill it out before March of that year. So even though I filled out mine won't be effective for this year. Mine will be effective for next year. But I tell people to start off as an LLC because it's the easiest way to start off.
Right. Looks like Dina has a question. My friend Dina.
Oh, I can't see the whole question. Can you help set? That's all I can see.
She says, can you help set up businesses as far as advertising? You got it?
As far as advertisement?
Yeah. She said, can you help set up businesses as far as advertising? I
don't understand. So is she asking, can I help set up a business? Is she is she a business that has an advertising agency, or is she asking me, do I help businesses advertise? I don't do advertising or marketing.
Maybe.
If that's what she's asking.
Okay, that's what you. Okay.
But I can help
right.
her set up her business though if she's trying to create an LLC to be an advertising agency.
Okay.
If that's what she means.
Okay, so my next question. Okay. So my next question for you is, what is in your opinion, what is the best way people can budget and manage their finances?
Okay, what is the best way people can budget and manage their finances? First thing to do is have more than one income. Always, always, always have more than one income.
Right.
The second thing to do is first you need to figure out what all your expenses are. Because you'd be surprised where your money goes. I always suggest to people to have a little notebook with them for at least 1 week and see where all their money goes. First, write down all your bills, everything that you spend money on, not just your basic bills, but put down those that Netflix you got, the Hulu or Disney Channel that you got, and then from there, anytime you buy coffee, anytime you buy something to eat, anytime you go to the store, spend on groceries. What are you spending on groceries? So you have your set bills, and then you have your bills that will fluctuate, like your light bill. Well, I put my light bill in my basic bills because I know I have to pay that. Even though that bill fluctuates, I know about how much it's gonna be, so I put that in my standard bill. So your standard bills would be like your rent or your mortgage, your car payment, your car insurance, your lights, your water, your gas, your cable. That's a set bill too. Now your cable can go either way because you really don't need cable. So you can kind of put that in your incidentals. So your incidentals and things that will fluctuate would kind of be, but I would still put it in the basic bills because you are paying this every month for like a set fee, like your cell phone, the cable, your Netflix, your Hulu, all that kind of stuff. Then on the other side, you're gonna list like stuff that can fluctuate, like your household products, your gifts that you have to give for birthdays or Christmas. I'm thinking about my cash envelopes. Clothing and shoes. Any health related things, because you have to pick up medicine sometimes. You have to pay co-pays sometimes. Entertainment and eating out. So you have those two categories. And you go ahead and write down your set bills because you know what that is every month. And then as you're spending money on the other thing, you write down what you're spending money on. So I don't care if you buy a pack of gum, write it down. Write that you spent it down. Write down that you spent that money. After you do that for about a week or two, then you can see what you are spending. Because you can't really budget or manage anything until you know what you're spending, know what you're bringing in, and subtract what your expenses from what you're bringing in. And a lot of times people will see they're spending more than what they're bringing in. That's the first step I start with my budgeting clients. And that's why I always tell them, you need another job. You need a side hustle. You need a business. You need something bringing in another income. And then we take a look and see, okay, what can we cut out? Like my last client, she had Hulu, won't even watch a Hulu. She had Hulu because she wanted to watch one thing. I'm like, girl, if you don't cut that Hulu out. So I told her to cut that Hulu. She was she was buying coffee every day from Starbucks. And I'm like, I'm not trying to keep you from your Starbucks, but can you make coffee sometimes at home? I'm not saying all the time. I'm not, I'm not gonna treat you like Dave Ramsey. I'm not gonna tell you got to eat beans and noodles every day, and you have no life.
Beans and rice.
I'm saying just cut down on some things. Then I found out they got free coffee at her office. I'm like, girl, what? like, you know what? Bring in some little stuff to keep at your desk if you want to make your coffee more popping or whatever. Get that free coffee at work.
Mm-hmm. No, that's right.
And
Exactly.
then as part of her consultation, I also gave her my book on side hustles and work from home jobs. So I have an ebook out. Well, it's not an ebook; it's more like a list where I list over 200 different work from home companies and side hustles that you can start. And I still have that list on sale right now. I think it's still on sale for $6.99. If you go into the link in my bio, you can get that book.
Okay.
But that's the first step in managing your money. You have to know where your money is going, and you have to know what money is coming in. Then you can start from there, and then we can create a budget around there. Okay, we know you have to pay these basic bills every month, no doubt about it.
Right.
But with these other things, let's budget and pregame. Give me one second. I'm gonna show you my budget book. Hold on one second, because I got myself prepared to do a budget video tomorrow. So I have I have two books. So I have my Budget Queen book. Where I have my mainstays. Now my regular bills are automatically taken out of my account, but I take them into consideration when I do my budget. Now these are my cash envelopes that I have. So for my cash envelopes, I have my giving envelope, I have my gas, I have lottery. Don't judge me. I play the lottery. Yes, I do. And I make a budget for it.
You gotta be in it to
Y'all
win
see,
it.
I got my little lottery budget.
You gotta be in it to win it.
You got a budget for everything when you're managing money. I got my groceries. I got my mini emergency. I got my giving. And then in here, I have what I call the incidentals. So I have my health. I have my my household. I have my clothes and shoes. I have vacation. I have Christmas. I have beauty. I have entertainment and eating out. I have gifts, and I have my extra envelope. So I tell people to try and do if you're kind of not good, I don't want to say bad, but if you're kind of not good with managing money, I think the cash envelope is the best system for you. I still suggest pay your bills automatically, like your mortgage and your car payment, all that kind of stuff. Pay automatically. But as far as like the incidentals or things that fluctuate, have cash, because when you do cash envelopes, you find that you don't spend a lot because you're seeing that cash leave your hand. And you don't want that cash leave your hand, so you kind of more stingy with your money. And you just make it work. You budget.
I know that's right. Look, we got a couple comments. Ebony says good information. Thank you, Ebony. My Aunt Dana, she said, huh? You reading them?
Oh no, I was looking at my Instagram to see if I had it on Instagram. I can't see the comments on Facebook. I see a part of it. I only see like the first couple of words.
Okay, my Aunt Dana, she said it's always great to have more than one income because at a certain age you have to work smarter, not harder. One great job is enough for me. Invest in stocks. That's a great side hustle. Right? And
exactly. Those dividends coming in, I got stock where I have dividends coming in every quarter.
I know that's right.
That's a passive income right there.
And Ebony, she says, I'm working on 7 streams of income right now. Wow, 7.
Yes, girl.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Says,
yes,
and then she says right now.
Yes.
I know that's right. 7. Okay. My next question for you is, what is your take? And this is I like having this discussion. What is your take on credit cards?
What is my take on credit cards? If you know how to work them, they can benefit you. If you're
Right.
bad with money, I wouldn't do it. If you're good with money and you want to work the credit cards to benefit you, they will benefit you in the most amazing way. And let me tell you how. I love credit cards. I
Me
love credit
too.
cards.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
yes, I love credit cards. Like I said, if you know how to manage them, because you have to pay them credit cards now. I'm not saying max them out. You have to know how to pay them. So this is how I do my credit
Oh
cards.
no.
I pay my bills with my credit cards. What that does is that not only get me my rewards, but it shows the credit card company that I am good with managing my money. So they'll give me increases. They'll give me more credit cards. So you're gonna spend. It's like making your money work twice for you. So you're gonna spend the money on the bills anyway, right? I gotta pay my mortgage anyway. Now I know what you're gonna say. You can't pay the mortgage with a credit card. There's a trick for that. There's a hack for that. You can go to a company like Plastique. I'm gonna drop some gems for y'all now. You can go to a company like Plastique. Plastiq, and you can use them so you can pay your mortgage, but you're using your credit card for Plastique.
Wow.
Right? And then most of the other places like the gas company, light company, or whatever, you can link your card up to them for automatic payments to come out. Like I said, you're gonna pay these anyway. Let your credit card pay for them and work for you.
And then
like your aunt just said, you gotta work smarter, not harder. Your money is working twice for you because you have your money already ready. So when the credit card pays those bills, you take that money and pay the credit card.
Right.
There are two important dates. There could be three, but there are two major important dates with credit cards. The due date and the reporting date. Now, you know what the due date, you only have to pay the minimum due. So I suggest splitting your payments into two, because what this does is it helps the credit card company see that you're using your credit card, but also show what's it called? Show multiple transactions on your credit card. So that'll get you increases, that'll get you more credit. You're building a relationship with that credit company and things like that. So there's a minimum that you have to pay by the due date, and then the reporting date. Those dates are important because you're going to split your payments in half. So say, for instance, all my bills total up to $2,000, right? I have $2,000 on my credit card. I pay $1,000 before the due date. You want to do it 2 days before these dates, just in case, you know, because it takes processing time. So you want to do it 2 or 3 days before these dates, so it has time to process. Pay you the $1,000 before the due date. Pay the other $1,000 before the reporting date. What that's going to do is show zero utilization when it goes to those credit bureaus. So when it reports to the credit bureaus, it shows zero. But you're building with your credit card company. But you're keeping your utilization on your personal side low, so it's helping your personal credit as well. Hey David, how you doing? I'm good. So it's helping you both ways. So it's like a win-win-win situation. I love credit cards. Now I'm not saying get a $5,000 credit card and you max it out and have no way to pay it back by the time it reports. Because the purpose of this is to pay the whole thing before the credit card company reports to the credit bureaus. If you can't pay that whole thing before they report, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even play with the credit game if you're not disciplined like that. Because you have to be disciplined.
I know that's right.
And this is what's going to get you a higher personal credit score too. These are some of the things that I did to get my credit score higher to get my house. I learned the tricks. I learned the hacks. And that's a good hack. That's why I love credit cards. Business credit cards can work the same way. But the good thing about business credit cards is that your business side don't care about utilization. You can have a $50,000 business credit card and max that thing out. They don't care. And your minimum payment will still probably be like $500 a month. But you got $50,000 that you're using. And only have to pay like $500 a month. You can take that $50,000 and go buy some real estate. You can take that $50,000 and go get you some cars to put on Turo. You can take that $50,000 and get some more business. So that's why I say get a business to build that business credit, because business credit is a whole nother game, whole nother ball game. And that's really where you can win. But if you have good personal credit mixed with the business credit, oh my goodness, you can run all kinds of bags. And I tell people, if you have at least a 720 in personal credit, why don't you have a business? Do you know how much money you can get for your business? If you don't know what the business to start, talk to me. I can help you out. Talk to me. Like that's all. Talk to me. Just imagine you start with one business, get money for that one business to start another business, and another business, and another business, and another business. Like I said at the beginning of this call, your personal credit has one social security number. Your business credit can have as many businesses as it wants. You can start as many businesses as you want to. And it goes by that individual business. It goes by that EIN number. So that's why you need a business. And the business credit cards work the same way. Just imagine if you get the AMX business credit card. Do you know how many rewards are on AMX? Oh my gosh, do you know how many rewards are on AMX? But you also have to keep in mind too, AMX, they want you to pay the whole thing every month as well. But I think I'm trying to think, did they just get a new business card where you don't have to pay the whole thing every month? I'm not quite sure. But let's just stick with the old way. If you have to pay that business credit card every month and you want to buy some real estate, right? What you can do is, this is why you have the other businesses set up. So you pull business credit from the other businesses. You pull business funding from the other businesses. You can write yourself a document saying that this business is borrowing this amount of money from this business. So when you take that $50,000 AMX business credit card to buy some real estate, and now you got to pay that $50,000 back in 30 days, you pull money from those other business credit cards to pay that credit card back. And then on those other business credit cards, you don't have to pay them $500 a month or whatever as your minimum payment. Then when you start getting that income coming in from the rental property, or if you're doing a fix and flip or whatever, then you use that money to pay them back. And you just repeat the process. And that's why business credit is good to have. And that's why I love credit cards. If you know how to manage them, you can get all kinds of free stuff. The reward, let me tell you something. I have a Walmart credit card. And I just found out I can get a business Walmart credit card, but I don't have the business one yet, but I have a personal Walmart credit card. And Walmart has rewards on their credit card. I shop at Walmart all the time. Of course I'm going to get the credit card. Of course I'm paying for things on my credit card. But I'm not buying things that I'm not going to normally get. I go and shop at Walmart for things that I'm going to normally get. I have my budget. I have my money in my little budget binder. I take that money out. I put it in my bank and I pay my credit card off. And then I have rewards. So when I shop on Walmart online, it asks me, do I want to apply my rewards? You doggone right, I want to apply my rewards.
Exactly.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Love them. You just got to know how to manage the credit card. That's all. But they are a great thing when it comes to rewards.
So look.
Especially them AMX.
Exactly. Yep. So look, so we in the holiday season right now. So talk to me about scams, people scamming. Give me some insight on that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The scams are out. If y'all have been watching my stories, I try and post all the scams that I come across and find out about to keep y'all alert. You know, they had to get, I don't know if the gas scam is still going around right now, but you know, when gas was high, people were scamming gas. So what they would do is they would work in teams. They would both pull up to the gas pump. They both act like they're pumping gas, but they're switching the gas hoses. So the gas hose from one side goes into the gas pump on the other side and vice versa. Then one of them pulls off while the other one stays, acts like he's going to pump some gas. So when you pull up to the gas pump thinking you going to pump some gas, he sees you when you're going to pump your gas, and he's actually pumping your gas into his gas tank. So you're paying for the gas, but he's pumping your gas. So the way to try and avoid this scam is when you pull up to the gas station, make sure you look at the hose. Make sure that hose is connected to the one that's on your side in the pump thing. Secondly, pay attention to the person that's on the other side of you. So when you start to pump your gas and you see them pumping, stop your gas real quick. If he don't stop, if and the gas is still running, that means you don't have the right hose. So that's two ways you can avoid that one. Another one, and this has been a long time one, where people are skimming the ATM card readers and skimming the gas card readers. So what they're doing is they're putting like what they call a skim over top of it. So when you're inserting your card, it's reading your card information. And when you're pressing the buttons, it's getting your PIN number. So now they have your information from your card. So what you want to do in this situation is you want to look at the card reader and make sure it doesn't look like it's loose or look like it's not attached to it or anything like that. That's kind of how you can tell that someone is covering it up. So you want to be careful with that. And ladies, anytime you go to the ATM by yourself, always be aware of your surroundings. Never be on your cell phone. Always have your keys in your hand. That's for anybody though. Don't be on your cell phone because that happened to my son one time. He was on his cell phone, wasn't paying attention to his surroundings, and got robbed. They just snuck up on him. They ain't gonna sneak up on you if you're paying attention. He was on the phone. But you know, when you go to your ATM machine or you're walking into the store or whatever, don't be on your phone and have your keys in your hand, especially ladies. Ladies. If you can go with a buddy or whatever, try not to be out too late by yourself, going to different places by yourself. Even if you pull up at home, be aware of your surroundings. Have your keys in your hand. This one lady was out walking her baby in the stroller, and two men followed her into her gated house. She had no idea that they would follow her. She was on her phone, strolling her baby. She walked in about to get her baby out the stroller. They walked in before the gates automatically closed and robbed her. You have to be aware. Another scam that's going around is people are calling you ghosting bank phone numbers. So it's making it look like they're calling you from your bank. So it looks like Wells Fargo is calling you. It looks like Bank of America is calling you. But they're not them. They're calling you and they're saying something like, hey, it looks like we've had some kind of activity going on your account that doesn't look like your normal activity. We just sent you a verification code. Can you tell me what that verification code is? A lot of people are getting got with that because, number one, they think they're really the bank. And they're like, okay, well, I'm getting a verification code from the bank because the verification code is coming from the bank. But when they're giving when you are giving them the verification code, you're giving them access to your bank account. You're giving them access to change everything on your bank account. They're changing your email, they're changing your password, they're changing your login information, they're changing all of that, and they're taking the money out of your account. Just know this, people. A bank will not call you to ask you for a verification code. The only time you should be getting a verification code is if you triggered it. The bank is not going to trigger a verification code for you. You will trigger a verification code. Like Wells Fargo with my business account, I trigger verification codes if I send what's one of the examples? If I send an invoice that's higher than $1,000, it triggers a verification code to make sure it's really me. But I triggered that. It's because of my doing that I'm receiving a verification code from the bank. So just be aware of that. Another scam that's going around is that people are scamming these elderly people. So please talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents, talk to your older loved ones. Tell them do not give them any of their personal information over the phone. People are calling, acting like they're calling from their doctor's office, calling from the hospital, calling from Social Security, all this kind of stuff, making it seem like either they didn't pay their copay or they forgot to sign some documents or something like that. So they're asking them for their personal information. Some of them are asking them that telling them they forgot to pay their copay and they need their credit card information to pay their copay. Tell them do not give them their personal information over that phone. Just say if they think it could be their doctor's office. I'm not saying a doctor's office may not call. If they think it could be their doctor's office, tell them, okay, well, let me get my information together and I'll call you back. Have them call their doctor's office. Have them call Social Security or whoever they said to see if they actually called them. What's another scam that's going around I can think of offhand? This one from back in the day that always pops up during this time of the year, where you get some kind of person emailing you saying there's some kind of bureaucrat or some kind of big wig or whatever stuck in another country. They can't get to their money, but they have millions. If you help them get their money, they'll give you $1 million or something like that. And people are really falling for this. People are really falling for this. Like, y'all, if he's a prince or a king or a bureaucrat or a politician or any of that, they should have a way to get their money. Exactly. I don't care if he's in exile. Yeah. They got a way to get their money. Delete. Yeah. There's a new Cash App scam going around where people are posting or people are coming into your DMs saying, hey, I got a $500 Cash App giveaway. Give me your Cash App information. If you didn't apply for no giveaway or nothing like that, how do they have your information to tell you want to give away? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Stop falling for this stuff. Stop falling for this stuff.
I know that's right.
Now I can see how you might fall for that bank scam because somebody had them take $20,000, wiped out her whole account, $20,000. Because, like I said, it looks like the bank is really calling you, and the verification code is actually coming from a bank email. So she thought it was the bank. So she gave them the verification code. Yeah. They took over her account and wiped her out. Good thing she was with a bank that will put the money back into her account until they do the investigation. Because a lot of banks don't do that, y'all. Check with your bank and see if they do that. All the banks that I bank with, they do that. And I ask them that when I get my account with them. I ask them that in particular because it has happened to me a couple of times where there was a whole big scandal in Maryland at Cordoba, y'all. Somebody at Cordoba was stealing people's information off their credit card. And my bank had called me and asked me if I was in, I forgot, was it Paris or somewhere? Asked me if I was shopping in Paris somewhere.
Wow.
I said, no, I am at home. They was like, okay, we figured that, so we're going to shut your credit card down right now. They charged some money to it. We'll put your money back into the bank. If you need money right now, go ahead and take money out right now. I'll stay on the phone with you while you take some money out if you need it for a couple of days, because it's going to take us a couple of days to get you your new card. So, yes, I have had that happen to me. And my bank, I have a good enough bank that did that for me. So, yeah, beware of these scams. Beware of these scams out here. But as I see new scams, I'll always keep posting them.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Okay.
I definitely will.
If you can speak, if you can speak to the 18-year-old you, right? The 18-year-old you, what would you tell yourself?
If I could speak to the 18-year-old me, what would I tell myself? Okay, so by the time I'm 18, I already have one child. And I am on my own. What I would tell myself is that, so when I went out on my own is when I discovered that I could get a tax refund, right? So what I would tell myself is, girl, take that tax refund and buy some real estate. Buy real estate every year, you get that tax return. Because let me tell y'all something. The 18-year-old me, when I got that refund, me and my son was balling out of control. He had a little ride around Corvette and, all kinds of stuff.
I know that's right.
I would tell the 18-year-old me, buy real estate every year with that tax refund.
I know that's right. Good.
Oh, and also save into a money market fund that's going to get me 9% or more on my money. I'll be a millionaire by now, just from the savings.
I know that's right.
So that's what
I know that's right. Young people,
save and invest in stock and a money market fund and buy real estate.
Young people, y'all need to listen to that. So
y'all 18-year-olds out there, or anybody that's got some 18-year-olds out there that's working or whatever, tell them where they should be putting their money.
All right, so as we wrap things up, how can my followers follow you?
I am Tonya Gemini on Facebook and Tonya Gemini on YouTube. Okay. On YouTube, I do my budgeting videos. So if you're interested in budgeting and side hustles and things like that, I have a YouTube channel where I talk about that on there. I also show me going through my budgeting book. So I do my cash stuffing on there as well. And then on Instagram, I'm Tonya Gemini 1. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, matter of fact, I got to make one this week. I'm late. Me too. And on Instagram, I'm Tonya Gemini 1. And so, like I said, it's so many to think of. I got to think about YouTube. I got to think about Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just, I tell you, trying to teach this old dog new tricks. But I have my link in my bio on Instagram and on Facebook. So I have a couple of ebooks out. I have my consultation service on the link, so you can just click the link in my bio. I'm going to have some more ebooks coming out. I'm going to have an ebook about step-by-step how to structure your business so you can do it yourself. I'm going to have an ebook out about doing your own credit repair yourself. Because you can do your own credit repair instead of paying these people every month to do it for you. I know some people may be too busy to do it, but doing your credit yourself, it only takes a little patience. That's all, just time and patience. Because they really can't do no more than what you can do. They have to wait the 30 days too.
I know that.
So if you just designate one day, one afternoon, 2 hours a month, just to concentrate on your personal credit, you can do it yourself. So I'm going to have that ebook coming out along with the dispute letters that you need. And I'm also working on doing a webinar. So I don't know if I'm going to try and do it by the end of this year or do it at the first of this year, but it's going to be a webinar that gives you step-by-step instructions on how to create your business, how to handle your business, how to build business credit. I'm going to go through all the tiers. I'm going to go through all the net 30s and all the net accounts that you can get. I'm going to give you a couple of businesses that you can start with no money and give you step-by-step on how to start them. I'm thinking about maybe bringing someone in to talk about real estate, how to start real estate with no money. I mean, I can talk about it a little bit, but I'd rather have someone that that's more of an expert than me, because I learned from someone, you know. I got me a mentor. So I learned from, so matter of fact, maybe I can get my mentor to come in, but I want to do that either at the end of this month or the 1st of January, because I want you guys to go get this money in 2022. Go get this money. We all can get it. It's enough room for everybody. You know, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to do lashes because everybody's doing lashes, but they're not you. You have your own community of people. You talk to your own community and tell them that you're doing lashes now, they're going to come on the strength of you. So it's room for everybody out here in these business streets.
I know that's right.
But yes, that's where you can reach me.
Okay. And your friend Kathy, she said, your friend Kathy, she said, great advice. Real estate. I'm here to assist you. Just call Kathy, your realtor.
Yes, call my cousin Kathy. Let me tell y'all something. I was still in Maryland, and Kathy was helping me find my house here in North Carolina. She is very good.
I know that's
very
right.
good. So y'all reach out to Kathy if y'all real estate. Also for real estate investors too. I think she can help you find something for real estate investing as well. So if you're looking to buy or sell a house, reach out to Kathy.
Reach out to Kathy. All right now. Before we wrap up, really quick, I want you to tell my viewers about YouTube and how you got your page monetized.
Oh, okay. So let me, you know, YouTube is a funny story. So I've always been a YouTube watcher on different things, learning things, whether it was crafting, learning a new technique for crafting or something like that. And one of the some of the videos I was watching was budgeting videos. And my daughter was like, why don't you just do a YouTube channel and show your budgeting? You doing it anyway. I was like, I don't know nothing about YouTube. I can't do no YouTube. She was like, just put the camera. I ain't know nothing about no cameras. I ain't know none of that. I still film from my phone, from my iPhone. So I still don't know nothing about cameras. I don't know anything about editing. I'm like, I don't know this stuff. She was like, that don't matter. Just do it. So I did it. I took a chance and I did it. And like I said, I just sit here and I go through my budgeting books. I show my budget, calculate stuff. I fumble. I don't edit. and for some reason, people started following me. And they told I get a lot of comments that, you know, that I'm real. They was like, you know, I like that you show your mistakes. I like that you talk to us like I'm really in the room. And, you know, they love my little catchphrase when I come on, because I always say, I see a lot of y'all watching, but you're not subscribing. So, because I tell people to subscribe to my channel, and I'll be like, come on in the room. They love that. And I think that's how I got my followers up. I wasn't really paying attention to it because I wasn't really thinking about doing YouTube for the money, because I'm like, I'm not going to be like those big time people anyway. But what's crazy is I started in October. By December, because you need 1,000 subscribers and I think 400,000 hours of watch time to be able to be monetized. So you need both of those things. So you can't have 1,000 subscribers and not have 400,000 views yet, and you know, vice versa.
Right.
And the way I think what helped me too to get my views up is that I will always post my YouTube on Facebook, so people could click from Facebook to go to my YouTube and watch. I will always put up, hey, I got a new video out on YouTube. Check me out. So that brought a lot of people there too. And then I had a lot of people from the budgeting community coming over. And then, you know, at the time I was also doing my Money Mondays. So I would move, I would download my Money Mondays from Facebook and upload them over to YouTube. And I would have my Money Mondays on YouTube as well. And by December, I had already got my 400. I got 400,000 views, but didn't quite have 1,000 subscribers yet. And what helped me get my 400,000 views was I had did my end of the year savings challenge. I showed exactly how much money I had at my end of the year savings challenge, and for some reason that video just took off. It was my 100 cash envelope savings challenge, and I was showing how it worked and showing all my money coming out of there and showing how much I saved. I had saved like at the end of the challenge you would save $5,050, and that thing took off. I think that right there had I think that's got like 100,000 views now. And you just never know when something might take off. So I had my views, and so what I did to get my subscribers, I did a giveaway. I gave away a budget book, and it was a budget book, some pens, and something else. And I said, you know, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna give away this prize. And that made people subscribe because they wanted to win the prize. So by January, I was able to be monetized. So I started in October, and I was already able to be monetized in January.
Nice. You go.
And this was last year, not this year. So this started October 2019, and I got monetized. No, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Let me think. No, it started October 2020, and I got monetized January 2021. And I've been getting a paycheck from YouTube every month since.
I know that's right.
YouTube pays you on the 21st of every month.
I know that's right. You motivate me to start my YouTube channel.
Yeah, start a YouTube channel. You know, like I was nervous because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to talk about. I am technologically challenged. I have no experience with a camera, no experience with editing. And I would just post my videos straight to YouTube from my camera. I was like, look, it is what it is. This is what you're going to get. and people like that. And I tell them, like, sometimes I put fingernails on to try and be cute like some of the other budgeting people, since, you know, with budgeting, we just really show our hands and show our budget books. So I try to give you some nails to be cute. Sometimes the nail be hanging off. Sometimes it pops off. I be like, y'all just ignore that. We're going to keep on rolling.
I know that's right.
And I don't edit. It goes straight to YouTube.
I know that's right. All righty. Well, I definitely appreciate you sharing this information and insight with my viewers. Right.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was a great conversation.
You to start your business.
Great interview. Oh yeah, definitely. Because we tired of working these 9 to 5s.
Exactly. These 9 to 5s, and these 6 to 9s, and these 9 to 12s, or whatever you're working.
But I appreciate you.
It
was a great interview. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. Anytime. Hopefully next time we won't have any technical difficulties.
I know. Tell me about it. And I'll see you on the next go round. Appreciate you.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.